Welcome to Cory's Stories. Are you ready to meditate with Cory?
Hi friend, don't forget to subscribe, say that you like the video, and also press the bell so that you get notifications every time I make a new video. If you love HEIDI, Cherry, and VAYA, or Tucker and Leo stories, you can now get exclusive stories on my Patreon account. Go to the links below the video and you can join HEIDI, Cherry, and VAYA Club or the Tucker and Leo Club and get exclusive stories with your names in them. I love you all so much. Enjoy the story. Bye, friend.
Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Lie down in your bed and get super comfortable. Try and keep your body nice and still. Take a big deep breath, breathing in all the way down to your tummy. And breathe out, starting to let your body relax. Dylan was 10. He'd been doing an exercise where he had to write down everything in the world that he loved. There was lots of things on his list. At the top of his list was his mum. He got soccer, chocolate, cheeseburgers, walking outside in the rain, the ocean, and a bunch of other things. But the most important thing to him was his mum. He decided that he was going to tell his mum he loved her for absolutely no reason, nothing special. Not like it was her birthday or she was upset so he felt like he needed to cheer her up. Absolutely no reason other than just telling her that he loved her. He wrote on a piece of paper, "I love you," and that was it. It didn't say anything else. He went downstairs in the morning after he got ready for school. He'd done everything he needed upstairs. He brushed his teeth, got dressed, washed his face, made sure all of his homework and everything was packed in his bag. When he come downstairs, he had his breakfast that his mum always made for him. And it always happened every single day, so it was one of those things that you just kind of take for granted and get used to, but on this particular day, he noticed it even more. He put on his shoes and his jacket and he said goodbye to his mum as he left to go get on the school bus just down the road. But before he did that, he left a note on the kitchen counter, the one he wrote for her that said, "I love you." Before I go on with the story and tell you what happened next, I want to explain the power of something as simple as a note that says, "I love you," and the magic that can come from something as simple as that. How magic can trickle and grow and get bigger and bigger and bigger. And before you know it, one kind act could turn into something as big as a mountain and as impactful as something that could change the world. Dylan's mum was having a cup of tea, staring off into space, thinking about what she had to do at work that day. And that's when she noticed the note on the kitchen counter. She opened it up and read it. It brought tears to her eyes. It made her feel seen and loved and appreciated. It made her have the biggest smile that she'd had for a long time. It made her heart, her physical heart, swell. She felt it inside of her chest, and her throat got tight. She was emotional about the note. It was beautiful. She loved it. It was so sweet and kind, and it made her really, really happy. Just 3 little words. I love you. Dylan's mum put the note in her handbag and went off to work. At lunchtime, in the cafeteria, when she reached in to get her lunch out of her handbag, the note fell on the floor. That note, Dylan's note, was picked up by a teacher. That teacher took the note to his room and then read the note. He was about to throw it away, but then he saw what it said. It said, I love you. The note made him feel warm inside, and it made him smile. He really needed it. He was having a bad day. All the kids in class were just playing up and not listening, and he was feeling really unappreciated, like his job was very hard as a teacher. One of those days where you just want to quit and go live on a desert island. But the note brought him back, made him feel warm and loved, and gave him something good again. He wrote the words, I love you, on his blackboard. And when all the kids came in after recess, they all read it. Some of them didn't think very much about it at all, but some of them really liked it. Some kids asked why it was on the board, and the teacher just said he was spreading the love. That was it. No other explanation. The teacher travelled to work, back and forward, on the public bus, public transport. The note, I love you, that he found was in his pocket. It fell out of his pocket and landed on the ground on the bus on his way home from work when he reached in there to get his phone. He didn't notice that he'd dropped the note. But there was an old lady that picked the note up. She read, I love you. It made her cheeks blush. No one, in a really long time, had told her that they loved her. She never had children, and her husband died a long time ago. So she'd been on her own for quite some time. And to find a note that said, I love you on it, was something that she didn't even realize that she missed. The feeling of someone loving her and being told that they love her. She held the note to her heart and closed her eyes and smiled. She said thank you in her inner voice, as if she was giving thanks to whoever it was that was giving her the love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, she said, over and over, and let her whole body be loved and feel love. She felt light and warm, like she had a glow all around her body. It was a welcome feeling, one she'd not felt for a very long time. She'd been to the doctor's that day, that's why she was out and about. When she got off the bus, she went back to where she was living. It was like an old people's home, an assisted living place. She only went out once a week, and that was to go to see her doctor. When she got back to the assisted living, she walked through the main cafeteria area where everyone ate their meals together, and she dropped the note. There was an old man, and he was being visited by his nephews. One of his nephews picked up the note and read the words, "I love you." He liked it. It felt nice. He thought it was kinda cool. He put the note in his pocket, and then after the visit, he went back to work. He worked as a grip for a company that helped to put on concerts. So all the lighting, the stage, all of that was put together by him and a bunch of other guys that were called grips. He was putting together the stage for a very, very famous singer. It was the first night of the concert in town. Unbeknown to him, he dropped the note on the stage. And because it was just a small, simple note, no one noticed it for quite a long time. And then that night, in the middle of the set, the singer that was there putting on the show walked past the note and noticed it. She picked it up. She opened it, and she read the note out loud. This was a very, very famous singer. The stadium was full of people, absolutely jam-packed full. You could say that there were thousands of people in that stadium. And she read the note to each and every one of them. Thousands and thousands of people felt the power of "I love you" in that moment. Dylan's little note had reached thousands of people already in just one day. And what was really magical about this whole thing was every single one of those people felt loved. And every single one of those people shared that love, either accidentally by dropping the note or purposefully giving someone they knew a hug or a kiss or telling them that they loved them because of the power of what they felt. It trickled. It spread like dominoes, one connected to the other, and once you start the ripple of love flowing through, then it was unstoppable. Everyone it touched was impacted by the feeling of being loved. That warm, safe, complete feeling of being loved. Just from Dylan's note. And every one of those thousands of people maybe went home and told someone they loved that they loved them, and then that person told someone they loved that they loved them because they felt loved and they felt good enough to give love, to receive love. And the energy of love just kept growing and growing and growing, changing the world just from one small act. Can you imagine what you could do if you wanted to? Namaste, my little friend. Sweet dreams.